Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 928, we're taking a look at Myrel, the Shield of Argive. I'm sure I botched that pronunciation. But first, I want to tell you that this deck is brought to you by today the letter P for patrons and the letter D for Dragon Shield. Thank you so much, all you patrons. Thank you, everyone, for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that fun stuff. It really helps, but thank you so much to the patrons. And a big thank you to Dragon Shield that partnered with us. This deck is in art sleeves. They are the classics, so that means they're not matte. But it is called the Oxbow. It's kind of a beautiful sleeve. But let's look at Myrel here because Myrel is the real deal. I've been working with my tripod here, and I'm trying to get this better. So anyway, Myrel costs 4. She's a 3/4 legendary soldier. During your turn, your opponent can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So, I mean, we've been wanting this in the command zone forever, this ability. But if you think about it, nobody can flash anything out. Nobody can do combat tricks. Blue can't. All of those cyclonic rift type effects. No fog effects for green. No. Yeah, that's. But not only that, but when Myrel attacks, you get X soldier tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you already got. So each turn, it's just huge. Now, obviously, we want our commander to attack, but we don't want her to die. So we find ways to protect her, like Whisper Silk Cloak, where she's unblockable, and you can just keep doubling. I mean, the tokens get insane. But let's start off with our mana ramp as we do. Soul Ring, Thought Vessel, the Marble Diamond, Pristine Talisman, and of course Burnished Heart. Now, card draw wise, I mean, Skull, why not? It's Skull Clamp, and we're making a ton of 1/1s. Yeah. Um, Mind's Eye here again. Mind's Eye is expensive at 5 mana, but you know what? It's we play a multiplayer format. I have seen a good friend of mine, Jim, use Mind's Eye to its fullest effectiveness. And I don't know if we are counting Monarch as card draw. I mean, it is if you can keep it. But Palace Jailer makes you the Monarch, Palace Sentinel, and Protector of the Crown, and they're all soldiers. So it really fit the theme. I did kind of go like crazy into the theme, Um, Veterans Power Blade, Equipped Soldier, uh, the actual enchantment Veteran Soldier, uh, Inspiring Leader, creatures your commander gets your creature tokens get +2/+2. Well, we're making a ton of tokens that works very well with our intangible virtue and phantom general, um, right? So our soldier tokens that we're making gonna be pretty big. Another way to protect our commander is Swiftfoot boots. So I have soldiers, um, things that make soldier tokens, and things that help out the soldier tribe. So let's look at things that make multiple soldiers. The baseline is raise the alarm. Mobilization is good because you can just keep dumping the mana in there. Of course, we have the 4-drop of Captain's Call and the 6-drop of Mass Production that we just got in Brothers War. Captain of the Watch, another plus, and it brings three. It brings 3 2/2s. So it's 9 mana, or 9 power for 6 mana. Way more in this deck, right? Elspeth Sun's Champion. She just +1 to make 3 soldiers, and then if you can keep her protected and get that emblem, whoa. Um, Martial coup, X is always going to at least equal 5, right? Entrapment maneuver and deploy to the front, all making just mass amounts of soldiers. Um, in the trenches, I didn't know where to put this one, so we're just throwing it in there. It's very soldiery, and it's an anthem. I don't like that um, activate as a sorcery. That's terrible. But it gets worse. No, wait, it gets worse, and only once. 3 to cast, 6 to use. I should be able to use that however much I want. 6 to use. Anyway, we have soldiers, loyal sentry. People do not like to attack into a loyal sentry. I mean, they don't want to trade with the little 1/1. Stalwart Pathfinder, Survivor of Corliss. A lot of these I chose because they are just soldier bodies. Yeah, and they have stuff like First Strike or whatever. Gold Knight Commander gets big because when Myrel makes all those tokens, yeah. Prava is another creature tokens get +1/+4. The squad captain enters the battlefield with 1 count for each other creature you control. Man, this could be a 5 mana too big. Kalim's captain. The Throne Warden, a monarch payoff. Yeah. Lieutenants of the Guard. Now, good friend of mine, Jimmy, FY, for those of you who are not here and don't know the local meta, Jim and Jimmy are 2 different people. But I consulted Jimmy because he is our resident Bant player. He is Rakdos intolerant. Um, he helped me find this card because I couldn't put my hands on one. But yeah, soldier token, fencing ace. Gotta love that double strike. Gimpalm Avenger. Odric. You want soldiers? I got soldiers. Yes, the other Odric would work here as well, but we don't have a whole lot of abilities. So I mean, maybe the other Odric could be a fair body. Bastion Protector. Just make sure our commander does not do the dying. And Keeper of the Accord and the Court Street Denizen. Now, things to help the tribe, in addition to the few sprinkled in there. I mean, we have Preeminent Captain, just attack trigger, free drop. Okay. Valiant Veteran gives them +1/+1. Veteran Armorsmith pumps up the toughness. The Swordsmith pumps up the power. Pike Master gives them all first strike. Armored Ascension, because mono white, and put that on the commander, and it's becomes a force. I've had a chance to play this deck, and 20 tokens is not hard to pull off. It does, however, bring on the board wipes probably quicker than the table is ready for. But because of that, we have soldiers, right? And they shall know no fear. They're all going to get +1 and indestructible. So that is my anti-board wipe, along with Unbreakable Formation, Rootborn Defenses. I've got the 3 in mono white simply because that's our whole shtick, is going wide with soldier tokens. We can't let that get messed up. The Promise of Tomorrow. If you control no creature, sacrifice this, return all creatures exiled with it to the battlefield under your control. I don't know that I care for this. I'm not exactly certain why I put it in. This is probably a spot. I build these decks over so long of a time period that I'll work on them sometimes for months. And then Kayla's Reconstruction. Now it's not card draw, but it kind of is. I mean, lose top 7 cards, put up to X artifact and or creature cards with mana value 3 or less among them on the battlefield. So obviously, I mean, you kind of want to pay 7 to get the max value. I'm not real thrilled with Kenneth's reconstruction either. Trying it out because it's a new card, you know how it is. Now, we have our removal. Never underestimate the Darksteel mutation. There are a lot of decks, I am guilty of this, that rotate around their commander and the commander's abilities. And the ability to make it a 0/1 artifact with indestructible loses all other abilities. Yeah, they can still sacrifice it, but I would rather it be on the board and useless than just kill it and go back to the command zone and we're just waiting for them to get 2 more mana. So, Condemn, Austere Command is, I mean, yeah. Disenchant, Crib Swap. I love Crib Swap. Indestructible Creatures, that's why I love it. Calamity's Wake. I have found that there are, like, playing a friend of mine, Cody, Calamity's Wake would absolutely wreck a lot of his decks. You know, yeah, that's bad news. And a lot of times the graveyards are just a second hand. So, Oblivion Ring and Lay Down Arms. I'm kind of liking Lay Down Arms. Exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Nah, its controller gains 3. It's a sorcery, yeah, but and then we only have 3 non-basics because let's face it, we're mono white. Temple of the False God, Daru Encampment had to have that soldier land, and the Windbrisk Heights. Get a little hideaway action going. Well, that is it for today. I do appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for watching, especially this far, 12 minutes in. That's what we've got for today. Thank y'all so much. But we're going to shuffle and cut.